The evolution of money. We'll be seeing the evolution of money now. Okay, let me take the laser pointer. So, the introduction of money as a medium of exchange was one of the greatest inventions of mankind. So, the greatest inventions of mankind is money. So, before money was invented, people were exchanging through a system called as the barter system. So, what is barter? That is, commodity and services were directly exchanged for other commodities and services. So, barter is a system where exchange took place through the goods. Exchange of goods for goods was known as barter exchange or barter system. So, here you see a person has got tomatoes and the other person has got wheat. So, he is giving tomatoes and in turn he is taking the wheat. So exchanging goods for goods is only called as barter. Under the barter system, buyers and sellers of the commodity had to face a number of difficulties. Take this example itself. This man has got tomatoes. That means he is growing tomatoes. This man has got wheat. So suppose if this person is X and this person is Y, X has got wheat and Y has got tomato. So X must be interested in buying the tomato and Y must be interested in buying the wheat. Then only there will be exchange. Okay. He must be interested in buying tomato. Suppose this person is not interested in buying tomato. He wants to buy potato. So he cannot trade with this person. Okay. If the trade has to be mutual, both of them must be interested in their neighbor's product. This man must be interested in buying tomato and this man must be interested in buying wheat. If they are not interested in buying these two things, then transaction will not take place. So barter system had its own difficulties. So there were many more. This is just one example of barter system. Okay, there were many more difficulties faced by the buyer and the seller in the barter exchange system. So slowly what happened? People started trading with furs, skins, salt, rice, wheat, utensils, weapons, etc. Okay. So commodities and services were directly exchanged for commodities and services. Then people started using furs, skins, salt, rice, skins of animals. Okay, like a lion, cheetah, elephant. Okay, each each skin had a value. So they used furs, skins, salt, rice, wheat, utensils, weapons, etc. were commonly used as money. So what is barter? Exchange of goods for goods was known as barter exchange or barter system. Are you able to understand, girls? Exchange of goods for goods was known as barter exchange or barter system. So the history of barter system. Let me give some additional points on the barter system. The history of barter system the barter system starts way back from the 6000 BC. From 6000 BC itself, people started using the barter system. The barter system was first introduced by the Mesopotamian tribes, people who were living in Mesopotamia. Those tribes only introduced the barter system. Then the Phoenicians. Phoenicians are the people who lived near the Mediterranean region. That is the people who were in Syria, Israel, okay? All those people, they adopted bartering of goods with various other cities across the oceans. So they started doing trade with people across the oceans, and they used the same system. Which system? The barter system. Then later on, the Babylonians also developed an improved barter system where goods were exchanged for goods. So first it was used by the Mesopotamians, then the Phoenicians, and then the Babylonians. So this is a note about the history of barter system. Okay, it starts way back in the 6000 BC. Next system was called as the metallic standard. So metallic, from the name itself, you can find out that people started using metals. So after the barter system and the commodity money system, modern money system evolved. Now you have the modern money system. So among these, metallic standard is the premier one. Okay. Initially, people started using the metallic standard. So uh, under metallic standard, some kind of metal, okay, either whether it is gold or silver, was used to determine the standard value of money and the currency. So here you have a picture of some of the metals. So metals uh, are designed like coins. Metals are only designed like coins, and these coins were used for transaction purposes. So standard coins made out of metals are the principal coins used under the metallic standard. So under the metallic standard, people started using coins. So coins made of gold or silver or some other metal were used during the metallic standard. So these standard coins are full bodied or full weighted legal tender. So this was legally சட்டபூர்வமா எதை யூஸ் பண்ணாங்க, காயின்ஸை யூஸ் பண்ணாங்க. Their face value, each coin had a face value, like how we have 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 25 paisa coin, 50 paisa coin, like that. Each coin had a face value, and the face value is equal to the intrinsic metal value. So the metal had a value. So based on the metal value, the face value was decided. If the metal value was less, then the face value was also less. If the metal was more, if the metal had was more heavier or the weight was more, then the face value of the metal was also more. So their face value is equal to the intrinsic metal value. Let's read this. Standard coins made out of the metal are the principal coins used under the metallic standard. I'm sorry, this is R. Standard coins made out of the metals are the principal coins used under the metallic standard. These standard coins are full bodied or full weighted legal tender. So legally, these coins were used for transactions. Their face value is equal to their intrinsic metal value. So based on the metal value, the face value was decided. Next, we have the gold standard. How does it look? It looks beautiful, no? Pure, nice yellow color. Okay. So these are gold coins. So what happened later on when the king started ruling? They wanted to show the power to others. So they started using minting coins made of gold. And these coins, gold coins, were used for transaction. Slowly, what people thought was the value of gold was more than the face value of that coin. So they started hoarding gold. So people started hoarding the gold coins, and the gold coins started to vanish because people were hoarding it. So slowly, the kings felt that it was a loss using the gold coins, and gold coins were abolished. So history about the gold standard. So what is gold standard? Standard coins made out of, I'm sorry, gold standard. Gold standard is a system in which the monetary unit or the standard currency is linked with gold. So here you can say that everything is in gold. The monetary unit is defined in terms of certain weight of gold. So based on the weight of gold, the face value of the coin was decided. The purchasing power of the unit of money is maintained equal to the value of the fixed weight of gold. So each coin had a weight, and based on the weight only the face value was decided, and the purchasing power of a unit of money is maintained. The purchasing power of a unit of money is maintained equal to the value of the fixed weight of gold. So based on the weight of gold, the purchasing power was decided, or the face value of the coin was decided. So this is gold coin. So first we saw the barter, then we saw the metallic standard, then the gold standard. Next, let us see the silver standard. So, two beautiful coins here. Can you see the beautiful coins here? So, this has the face of Elizabeth II. Okay, so this is equivalent to 2 pounds. The face value of this coin is 2 pounds. Again, here you have a silver coin, United States of America. This is $1. So 1 ounce of fine silver. So the weight of this is 1 ounce of fine silver. So that means 1 ounce of fine silver is $1. If it is 2 ounce, then it is $2. 3 ounce, $3. So based on the intrinsic metal value, the face value was decided. The silver standard is a monetary arrangement in which a country's government allows conversion of its currency into fixed amount of silver. So this was pure silver, it was fine silver, and it was minted as a coin and used for transaction. This is silver standard. Next one is called the paper currency standard. So we are living in this paper currency. We are using paper currency now. So this is only the currency that we use, the 50 rupees or 100, 200, 500, 1000. We have even 2000 rupee notes. So this is only paper standard. So you must be very familiar with paper standard. So what is paper standard? Paper currency notes issued by the treasury or the central bank or both circulate as unlimited legal tender. So it is printed by the central bank or the treasury. We cannot print the currencies. Okay, it is the legal tender of the government. So paper currency notes are issued by the treasury or the central bank. Then paper currency is not convertible into metal. The paper currency, you cannot convert the paper currency into any metal. It is just paper. The paper standard is also known as the managed currency standard. Paper standard is also called as the managed currency standard. So its value is determined independent of the value of gold or any other commodity. Here you do not have gold or any other commodity. It is just a paper. Then the quantity of money in circulation is controlled by the monetary authority. The quantity of money, the amount of money which is in circulation in the society or in an economy is controlled by the monetary authority. As far as India is concerned, the monetary authority of India is the central bank or the RBI, Reserve Bank of India. So what is paper currency? The paper currency standard refers to the monetary system in which paper currency notes issued by the treasury or the central bank or both circulate as unlimited legal tender. Paper currency is not convertible into any metal. The paper standard is also known as the managed currency standard, and the quantity of money in circulation is controlled by the monetary authority of India. After this paper currency, we have the plastic money. Do you know what are plastic money? The debit card, the credit card that we use are called as the plastic money. The Visa card, the MasterCard, you would have seen all this. Your parents also must be using these cards. So this is only called as plastic money. So we use the paper currency, we are using even the plastic money. So the latest type of money is plastic money. The latest type of money is the plastic money. So what is plastic money? It is an alternative to cash. Instead of carrying the cash, you carry the plastic card. If I carry cash, a large amount of cash, it is not safe for me. So what I do is I just carry a plastic card. So it is an alternative to cash. It is used predominantly in reference to the hard plastic cards used every day in place of actually banknotes. So since it is made of plastic, it is called as plastic card. It is used every day in place of actual banknotes. Instead of carrying the actual banknotes or the currency or the paper currency, I just carry this card. So that's why it is called as a plastic money. Example for plastic money are cash cards, credit cards, debit cards, prepaid cash cards. In some stores, Amazon or Reliance, they just give you a card. You just have to load money in that and then you start swiping the cards. Even in the metro train, we use the cards. Forex cards, foreign exchange cards, and we use even the smart cards. So these are the examples for plastic cards. So plastic money can come in many different forms, in form of cash cards or credit cards or debit cards. Okay. So what is plastic money? Plastic money is one of the most evolved forms of financial products. Plastic money is an alternative to the cash or the standard money. Plastic money is a term that is used predominantly in reference to hard plastic cards used every day in place of actual banknotes. Did you understand the plastic cards, girls? Okay. It aims at removing the need for carrying cash to make transactions. So instead of carrying cash, you can just carry the card and you can make the transactions. So this is about the plastic cards. The last thing that we are going to see is cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency. This is the latest. So what is cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency is not a physical money. It exists only online. You cannot see this like the paper currency or the plastic money or the metal standard or the gold standard. Cryptocurrency, you cannot see it. Okay. It is not a physical money. It exists only online. You can do this payment only through online. So what is cryptocurrency? A digital currency in which encryption techniques are used to regulate the generation of units of currency and verify the transfer of funds operating independently of a central bank. Suppose you are using a paper currency or you are having a bank account, everything is operated by the central bank. Okay, whatever transactions we make, whatever money I have in my bank account is monitored by the central bank. So everything is under the control of a central bank. But here, one bank or one country cannot uh, operate, or one country cannot control the cryptocurrency. Are you able to understand? So here you have an image of Bitcoin. One of the example for cryptocurrency is Bitcoin. So what is a Bitcoin? It is not a physical coin where you can touch and see. So one of the examples for cryptocurrency is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is decentralized. What do you mean by decentralized? It is not controlled by any central bank. So it is not controlled by one computer. Thousands of computers are connected, thousands of servers are connected, and every day the transactions are monitored by so many people. So it is not easy to hack. Suppose if you go inside a central bank, you can hack the computers and you can take all the details. Whereas under cryptocurrency, you cannot hack or you cannot take the details because this network is connected to around 1000 or 2000 computers, and it is scattered all over the world. It is not only for one particular country. Cryptocurrency is not a currency of one particular country. It is for the entire world. So more than 1000 of computers have the records and it cannot be hacked easily. Okay. It's a form of money that no bank or government can take control. So it is a decentralized cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin now provide an outlet for personal wealth that is beyond restriction and confiscation. Nobody confiscate பண்ணவே முடியாது. அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? யாரும் அதை வந்துட்டு ஹேக் பண்றதோ கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணவே முடியாது. இது வந்து a network of computers are there, not one computer. All the details or the records are not maintained in one single computer. It is a network of computer servers all over the world. Okay, so it is not a physical form of money. That is only called as cryptocurrency, and the example for cryptocurrency is Bitcoin. Hope you understood everything, girls. First we saw the barter system, then we saw the metallic standard, the gold standard, the silver standard, then we saw the cryptocurrencies. So I think I will stop with the lesson today. I want you to go through the video lessons promptly. Please have your textbook beside you whenever you follow my video lessons. Okay, all these are found on page number 76, 77, 78, and 79. Okay, so please take down the homework in your rough notebooks, and you have to write the question and answers in your classwork notebook. Please maintain these two notebooks, rough notebook and classwork. Apart from that, I am giving you assignments. Assignments can be done in either, it can be done in A3 paper. A3 paper are the papers which are given in our school. You can use the A3 paper. You can write on only one side, then you have to file it. First, you take a picture of it. Any assignment which I give, you just take a picture of it and post it in the WhatsApp group. Later on, you can file it in the economics file. Hope you understood it, girls. Thanks for listening. God bless you, my dear children.